Yeah. It's just so hard to juggle it because it's like I am spending so much of my time training and getting prepared to ride well. So what percentage of my focus is on that during the day? But then also I'm spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to have all these employees and team around me to have the best content. How much energy should be spent on that in one day? And then you also have the third factor, which is the live audience on the day and making sure that I'm engaging with the fans that are physically there on the day of. How much percentage do I put into that? I think we maybe have to just have more team discussions on like how exactly I optimize all of that time in the smartest way, because each race that we've done has felt very different. In that, like, some races we were very focused this way, this direction. The other races we were completely focused going the other direction. And I think it just needs to be a planned out percentage of all three of those things.
Or the opposite. Okay.
Or,
so hear me out. You've told me a million times you train with Jet and Hunter. You want to do it again next year because it's fun. Right? We know when the fans come in, there's a set time. It's noon to 6 every day, you know? Like, I would almost say we just need to be in the moment and enjoy it. I mean, our best rounds have been when we're not trying to compartmentalize each and everything. Like, we just go with the flow and it's a blast, you know? Because it reflects highly in the videos too. Like, we get the best content when we're just like going with the flow, having fun. You know, it's when we try to say, oh, okay, we need to have this ad and we need to shoot it then and all this stuff. That's when things get kind of jumbled up and it becomes like, right? Like, I don't know. My perspective is, I think, like, we know how the day goes. It's the same every weekend, right? Like, the schedule's the same anyway, except for a couple. But you get the drift of, like, we know what's coming. We just need to be in the moment and enjoy it. Like, we know when the fans are there. We know when we got to go race. Like, we'll just one thing into the next. Like, the content's going to get done, right? I mean, as long as I don't get snowed in again, the content's going to get done. The racing's going to happen at 6:30. Like, I don't know. I know from our experience, like, the best rounds have been when we're just like there, you know? Like, I think of Houston, right? Like, Houston, we had a hiccup in, do I want to race anymore? after
small
like
hiccup.
One of the qualifiers, small hiccup. But then when the night show started, we were just having fun and it all worked out. Dallas was the same way. We just had fun and it all worked out. And for some reason, Daytona felt different. I don't know. It was weird. I mean, it was still fun. Okay. But dude, I have this shot of you. I was following you and you were walking down to the gate and it's just like Daytona Speedway, just epic grandstands, the lights, the fireworks, and you're just walking there. And I'm like, we can't forget like what we're doing. This is the coolest crap ever. Like, you're walking with a helmet in your hand to go race Daytona. You know how freaking cool that is? It doesn't matter what happens out there. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just
I had
a blast.
Good moment on the start of the LCQ. I don't know if there was a song playing or what, but it made me, I was looking up at the crowd and looking around, and I just had like a real, just thought, I just had like a moment of gratitude for 10, 15 seconds, and it completely changed the way that I felt sitting on the line in a very, very good way. So I want to almost intentionally do that more often when I get on the gate. Like, there's a lot of times I go through the race day and I don't even look up in the crowd to like take it in for a second.
It's crazy. So what does that look like though? Like, what does that moment of gratitude look like?
Just like this one specifically, I think I actually thought of like little AJ, thinking how cool that this would be. And I was like, all right, I know I've been here 11 times. This is probably my 11th year at Daytona Supercross, but imagine, like, little AJ would have never thought that he'd be lined up in Daytona Supercross. Like, that's insane.
I never thought I'd be even seeing Daytona Supercross. So, and I'm still little Cam. So,
and you can't get jaded. It doesn't matter how fast I should be going or how good I am at riding, and none of that matters. So that pulls away from your perspective of actually enjoying it. But that's hard too, because the more you ride and the harder you train, then all of a sudden it is very difficult to not allow the expectations to go up with that.
Dude, think about like the dudes fighting for championships and how that battle is for them, bro. Like when
they're not having
no
those
other
moments
option.
of gratitude on the start line.
They're what?
They're not having those moments of gratitude on the start line. I'll tell you that much.
No, but think about, that's actually crazy to think about, where it's like when they have no other option, like, can you imagine like the thought process of, wow, that's crazy actually.
It's insane. And the more I think about it, and the more your boy just becomes an avid reader, just reading these books, everything I'm reading is about mindset. And right now I'm reading a book called Think Like a Monk. And it just talks about, the last chapter I read was fear, and basically like how to break down your fear to where its root is. Like they're finding out what the root of any of your fears are. The idea with that is that usually the root of your fear would be something insignificant, right? Mm-hmm. And I think I've talked about this with you many times. What I'm realizing and appreciating now is like, whoa, this sport is crazy, because you cannot break down the root of that fear. It just doesn't work that way, because the root of most of the fears is like, oh, I could get myself killed. And it's like, okay, well, break that down. Oh yeah, I can actually get killed. So, and then you compound the top guys, that's their only thing. They don't have a business that's, going to be their future. They are in the running for a championship. And on top of that, oh, you know what made me think of it? I was listening to a podcast with, did I tell you this story yet? I was listening to a podcast with Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
And Jay Shetty, who's the person that wrote the book that I'm reading now. And Kobe was talking about breaking down and getting to the root of his fear. And he described what it felt like to go do a follow shot. And he's like, when you break down that fear, what's the fear? That you're going to be humiliated, that you missed the shot, that you're going to let down your team? Like, what is the real fear? And he goes, that's not a real fear. That's nothing. And yeah, as he said that, I'm like, man, I wish it were that easy for the sport of motocross. The fact of the matter is that it's just not. Well, Supercross especially, because you're navigating a track that is just a living thing that will like reach up and grab you at any second, especially Daytona. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, go download them. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I think that's it. Go download them there, give them a listen. If you want to watch full episodes, which I tell you what, it's even better to do that, go to club.themotoacademy.com, because Moto Academy subscribers inside of the app have exclusive access to watch the entire episodes. And not only that, the subscribers actually can send in their questions to be answered on the podcast as well. Club.themotoacademy.com. Go subscribe.